For the rest of my days I'll be right here, you and me. For the rest of my time I'll know no place I'd rather go.
For the rest of my days I'll see what comes and what will be. For the rest of my time I'll know exactly where I'll go.
Back in your arms, back in your arms is where I'll be. Back in your arms, back in your arms is where I'll be.
Think of your mom, you know?
Sometimes I get lost,
If you want. Like floating out to sea.
I get turned and tossed, but you're right there next to me. Back in your arms, back in your arms is where I'll be. Back in your arms, back in your arms is where I'll be.
Back in your arms.
For the rest of my days I'll be
Back in your arms.
right here, you and me.
Back in your
For the
arms.
rest of my time
I'll know no place I'd rather go.
This is your part.
Help us with the drum fill.
Drum fill. Do 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 do. Back in your arms. Back in your arms is where I'll be.
Try to keep hearing those drums.
Back in your arms. Back in your arms is where I'll be. Back in your arms. Back in your arms is where I'll be. Back in your arms. Back in your arms is where I'll be.
One, two, three.
You're my heaven and I'll sing it to the stars. You're my heaven. Feel the light turn to night with the calming of the evening sun. Sitting low, there it goes, dipping down now. Today is come and gone. Here I am, hand in hand, as I walk in the sand with you, love.
On the road left, right, real deep, they'll tell us who we are.
You're my heaven and I sing it to the stars. You're my heaven, I feel grateful in my heart. Now I come to see you, I know I want to be with you forever. 'Cause every moment with you I'm in heaven. Wind blows high with the tide in the sky, little fires are shining, capturing all the things that a dream might be possible. Here I am, take it in as ocean, my eyes turn above. You're my heaven and I sing it to the stars. You're my heaven, I feel grateful in my heart. Now I come to see you, I know I want to be with you forever. 'Cause every moment with you, you're my heaven, and I pray to the angels that I live you always, and I serve you like the King. You are my heaven, and I pray to always be with you. Oh, you're my heaven.
Thank you guys. We're Sam and Lucy. We're so happy to be here and so happy to feel you. This is a very special place, and it's Mother's Day. And for the first time ever, we have some things that we made to share with you, which is outside at the table. So check it out. It's some beautiful natural things that could maybe enhance your life. So yeah, check it out and ask us any questions about it if you want. Ready, Sam, for our next song? Yeah, let's do it. Did my mic get cut off or something? I don't hear my guitar. Can you guys hear us? It's really quiet, right? I think it got cut off. Where's Dave? Why don't you start that? I'll find Dave.
And I can't really hear my guitar. You can hear it out there? Crank it up. Let's rock the house.
Unamplified voices. There he is. Something weird happened, Dave. We don't know what. Because it was perfect. It's like it cut out of the mains or something. I don't know. Where did it start going? Guys, this is David, and he is a master. He is not only doing sound in here, he is controlling with a TV remote these cameras and like their angles. Like, did you know you could control the camera with a TV remote? This guy's doing it. So, you know, we're gonna give you some background music. No, foreground music. It's a day to celebrate our mothers, you guys. Let's take this thing higher.
We'll just sing louder if we can. Oh, there it goes. I hear it.
He's a master, y'all.
Get ready, friends, our time has come. The celebration has now begun. What we have going, we'll take it on. This high vibration for everyone. Oh yeah, we've come so far, patient for so long. So now's the time, our wings are dry. We take off, we take flight. Wanna take you higher, higher. We can take this anywhere. Wanna take you higher, higher. Oh, get ready, friends. Our time has come. This high vibration has turned us on. So now we're here. Our wings are dry. We take off. We take flight. Wanna take you higher, higher. We can take this anywhere. Wanna take you higher, higher. Oh. I've come a long way from the chilled out, laid back scene, the stand low, sugar down thing, hiding from authority, biding my time, thinking something would be coming for me. But it wasn't until I took the time to see the truth of me that I started to feel more free. And now I know the world is shaped by me. On a natural high, I accept, release, and fly.
I've come a long way from oozing, squeezing dreams, moving from the old to the new scene, throwing out clothes they said fit sweet but never made me feel like me. I'm taking on a new theme, the true me, following all the things I like to do and be. Now I see my soul smiling at me, saying everything is perfect, just the way we planned it to be. Now I can see that every time I ever had a bad ride, hard night, tough fight, the lesson was exactly right. For my growth and my oath to myself, I just wanted to know the experience of living in a human form. A gift, a sacred shift. I can still take the ride, saying hi with all the love and truth inside, but I forgot. Thought I was what I was not, and remembering is the dream, is the new scene. I'm here to make a change and be the king of the new theme. Life is fun and we are all one, connected by a web of light. Lines running heart to heart, looking into your eyes. I see your spark, your light lighting mine, and I bow to you and honor your perfect path through life. No judgment, no fight, just awe and love and light. Wanna take you higher, higher. We can take this anywhere. Wanna take you higher, higher. Wanna take you higher, higher. We can take this anywhere. Wanna take you higher, higher. Oh, oh, oh. Wanna take you higher. Thank you so much. And now we are super thrilled to introduce one of the hardest working, most heart-centered, filled, amazing human beings on this planet, the Reverend Dr. Ken Wilcox.
I thought we were having a guest speaker there for a moment. Thank you, Lucy. That was wonderful. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Yeah. Well, in case you missed the introduction, my name is Reverend Ken Wilcox, and you're most welcome to be here this morning. If you're joining us online, you're most welcome to be joining us. You know, all life asks, all it requires is for us to show up. And when we show up and we open our hearts in love and joy and laughter, we provide a space for Spirit to pour out blessings upon us. And that's what we're doing here today. And we help that process. We help that process when we leave our troubles, our fears, our wouldas, our couldas, our shouldas, when we leave our Mother's Day brunch and all the other stuff, just leave it outside. And for the next 45 minutes or so, to open up an avenue of Spirit possibilities in your life. And water spirit possibilities, they're for more love, they're for more joy, they're for more happiness, they're for more great music, they're for more great brunches, they're for more of every good thing that is showing up where we can recognize ourselves through love and joy and laughter. So know you're in a great place this morning and realize that Spirit is going to recognize your effort and multiply it abundantly. Well, just a couple of announcements before we get going. We've got a picnic coming up, and it's going to be a potluck. We're going to provide the fried chicken, but then you can bring your favorite dishes too. It's going to be at the Riverview Club, and there are flyers outside. That's coming up when, Pat? June 11th. So be sure to plan on that. It'll be after service. We'll gather over the Riverview Club. It'll be a really fun time. We have our metaphysical fair that's coming up. If you'd like to help us out with that, we've got a couple of things we need. We need somebody to do a floor manager in the afternoon, just making sure everybody's in their right place, everything's flowing easily. We also need someone to help us with our welcome table, who's enthusiastic, who knows about the center, who can ask questions. There's a flyer outside for that if you'd like the information. They have an organizational meeting on the 23rd at 1 o'clock here if you're interested in participating on that. Newcomers class. We don't do those very often, but we have them coming up. It's going to be on the 28th and the 4th. The 28th and the 4th. So if you're a newcomer, you want to know more about our teaching, about this community, that's the class for you. All right, those are all my announcements. So to get us started, we've got more. No, we don't. Nope. We've got a song. Sam Lucy's going to play something. All right. Come on, Sam Lucy.
Y'all feel free to join in. This one's like you're down at your mama's fish fry outside by the pond. And here we go. Take it back.
It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back to the place I know, to the ones I love. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back to the place I know, to the ones I love, to the times I hold so close. It's so familiar. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. 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 Good time, it's a good time, take me back. One fine morning I could see that sun shining. All the birds were chirping, singing right on time. I could smell fires burning just beyond the horizon as I raised my hands up to the gray blue sky. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. Well, it's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back to the place I know, to the ones I love, to the times I hold so close, where I felt my heart grow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. Well, it's a good time, take me back. It's a good time, take me back. It's a good time, take me back. Good time, it's a good time, take me back. Whoa, 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 yeah.
And we've got Maureen coming up to do a reading and treatment for us.
It is a good time. Thank you, Sam and Lucy.
You're welcome.
Good morning to you all. Oh, what a pleasure. I'm so grateful to be here with each one of you, all of us together. So this reading is very short, but I was just so happy for the opportunity for Mother's Day because this is one of my favorite Meister Eckhart quotes. We are all meant to be mothers of God, for God is always needing to be born. So let's take a moment and look at each other and acknowledge each person here and what they are birthing in every moment. Oh, I love you all so much. And I thank God for everything that we have, that we share here in this community, knowing that all of the birthing that is taking place permeates our souls and it continues on and radiates out, and we're sharing it with the world. I am grateful for the birthing that is being done by Reverend Ken and his message, Sam and Lucy and their wonderful music and energy, David who makes that all possible for us to hear, all of the board members and volunteers and everyone in this community. This center is alive and vibrant and birthing wondrous miracles moment by moment. So I invite us now to turn within and acknowledge this presence, this power that is ever alive, limitlessly loving us, moving us on, guiding us in everything that we do when we allow it to. And I allow it now. And I speak this word and bless this service and bless each and every one here, knowing that what we do is God. For we are of God in God, and we can be God in the most magnificent ways as much as we can. I know this truth. I allow it to be. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen.
Oh, every time I look outside, I remember all the things of dreams unfolding before me. Oh, every time I look outside, I remember that I see a dream unfolding before me. Hey, ya, hey, ya, hey, ya. Hey, ya, hey, ya, hey, ya. 'Cause I remember all that I am is unfolding before me. Oh, every time I look outside, I remember all the things I see are already within me. Oh, every time I look outside, I remember that the things I see are already within me. Hey, ya, hey, ya, hey, ya. Hey, ya, hey, ya, hey, ya. 'Cause I remember all that I am is unfolding before me. 'Cause I remember all that I am is unfolding before me.
is unfolding before me.
It's unfolding before me.
is unfolding before me.
It's unfolding before me.
Thank you, Sam and Lucy. So my talk today, of course, is on mother's love. And strangely enough, you would think that mother's love would be an easy talk to write for most ministers. I mean, it's about love, it's about moms, what else do you need? For me, it's kind of a challenge because I didn't have what you would call your typical mother, not by any stretch of the imagination. She was not always able to love me how I needed, but she loved me how she could. She loved me how she could, and ultimately, that's all we can ask of anyone, that they love us how they can, and for us to take the love that they are able to give, and for us to make the most of it. That's on us. That's what we're required to do. And when we open our hearts and souls, what we can find is that love can pour in from many directions. If you keep your heart and soul open, the love you didn't get from the source you thought you should can come in multiplied in places that you never envisioned. So keep your heart and soul open. Now, actually, this week, even though I said Mother's Day is kind of a difficult topic for me, I went ahead and made 2 videos for Mother's Day on YouTube. If you're not watching us on YouTube, I'm doing like 4 or 5 of these videos a week, and be sure to check in. They're really short. They're just powerful bursts of positive information. Be sure to like them, to share them. You can leave a comment. That's really helpful. It doesn't have to be all complicated. You can say, great message, wonderful talk. He looks thinner in person. I don't care, people. It'll help us out. So I did 2 videos, and one is an interesting, how I love history. One is an interesting history story that I didn't really know about. It's about the founder of Mother's Day, Anna Jarvis, turn of the century. She so loved her mother. I think she was a daughter of an Episcopal priest. She loved her mom. When her mom transitioned, she wanted people to really to meditate on the sacrifices mothers make and to really approach it from a spiritual understanding. So she got Congress to pass the proclamation for Mother's Day, like I said, around the turn of the century. About at that same time, Prince Albert and Charles Dickens had revived Christmas celebrations, and particularly with Christmas cards. That all happened at the same time. The British Post Office was so appalled by Christmas cards, they tried to stop it. But people were really happy about them. And when the card industry saw Mother's Day come along, they thought, oh, how wonderful. This is another opportunity. And then the candy people got involved in it, and the flower people got involved in it. And Anna was horrified that they would commercialize what she really wanted to be a meaningful and spiritual experience. She was so horrified, she campaigned to Congress to get them to repeal the date. She wanted it done away with. Now, I think it's sort of unfortunate because you think about all the love and joy that even today, there are moms sitting by the telephone waiting for that call. There are mothers that are going to talk about the flowers their daughter sent them, or the candy, or the brunch they went to. So Anna, in her own way, she unleashed a lot of love and joy. It just wasn't her expectations. And I think a lot of times this is what how we go through life. Some of us have this idea, particularly a new thought, that Spirit is like a gumball machine. You put an affirmative prayer in and you get a gumball. And it comes out the color and the taste you want. I don't think it's like that. I see it more like a dance, more like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. that that sometimes you lead, sometimes you do, sometimes you're led, and then sometimes the music takes over. Sometimes life takes over. But wherever we're headed, the whole becomes greater than the part. That there's this partnership we are creating for ourselves, that we are in co-creation with Spirit, and that it becomes larger than our best ideas. We're in a process of living through faith and prayer and joyful expectation. And we're called back to that time and time again, because the world will quickly talk you out of it. If you want to be talked out of it, just turn the news on. Give them 30 minutes and it will be dead as a doornail, your best expectations for yourself. So you have to have a network of family and friends and community that are constantly calling you back to a better idea. And what's a better idea? Well, you're a child of the Most High. You're here to live in love. You're here to be a source of love. You're here to live in health and prosperity and joy. And you're here to bring these things about. And you can do it. Spirit has called you by name. It is closer to you than your next breath. And there's something wonderful and amazing that the two of you are here to accomplish as one. We're stronger, we're wiser, we're more creative when we come together in community. Last night we had a wonderful celebration. Sam and Lucy gifted us a concert, and it was a magical evening. We've been having more of these, and as you know, we're trying to bring in more funding. And so one of the things we did, we said, well, gosh, we can sell concessions. People come to a concert, they might like a glass of something tasty to drink. Now, in my mind, going forward, because we're always late planning these things, I thought, well, I'll get here and I'll sell coffee and wine from a box. We have boxes of wine we haven't used back. We'll sell box wine to people, and that'll be how we'll fund it. Fortunately, my dear friend Linda Simpson said, no, we can do better than that. And she got here and she made some delicious sangria, which we are giving away for free today if you'd like a glass. And she cut up fruit, and it was beautiful. Sometimes life unfolds greater than we think. Put your step out there, and sometimes life will unfold in ways that you cannot envision. Dr. Holmes, the founder of our teaching, he says when you're moving in the right direction, he said invisible hands will help you along the way. In other words, you're going to get help that you never knew was available to us. And how do you know if you're moving in the right direction? If you're making the world a more loving, kind, and compassionate place. If you're making it more joyful. If you're supporting those people around you. You're headed in the right place, and you're going to find support. What you're looking for, you're looking with. That support comes from God. And we are connected in ways that we cannot even ever imagine. We're connected. We're not on this journey alone. I was listening to a scientist this week, and they were sharing about the stars. And they say, through one filter, when you look through the filter like our eyes see, the stars just look very individual. They have their own centers of light. But when you can look through them through another filter, when you're looking through a filter of energy, what you see is the stars are all connected. And that they have these rivers of nitrogen flowing through one another. They are connected, and if they're connected, we are connected. We live in spirit, and we flow in this connection with the universe. And when we come to life, the Hindus say that we go through this veil of forgetfulness. We forget the connection. We're here to relearn it. To know it. And not just relearn and know it, we're here to experience it. This is the big thing. You're here to experience how much Spirit loves you, how much it supports you, how in awe it is of your wonderful ideas. You're here to know that. And our first connection back to this being connected with the love of the universe, of course, comes with Mom. It is with mom's eyes that we first glimpse the eyes of God. And because, of course, mom in many ways becomes God to us. She gives us life. She sustains us. She supports us. And she gets moving us in the right direction. And moms have a huge impact of where we're headed. Abraham Lincoln said everything he had accomplished, he could lay at the feet of his mother, Nancy Hank. Now, here's an interesting thing about him. Abraham Lincoln, he had a wonderful mother. She died early in his life. Then he had a stepmother come along, and the stepmother worshiped him. She just thought he was just absolutely the best. She encouraged him to read. She really gave him the encouragement to get out into the world. So he had not only had a mother, but he had a stepmother. And oftentimes, being a stepmother is a more of a challenge job than just a mom. So we want to be grateful for stepmothers as well. So he had these two great moms, but unfortunately, he did not have such a great dad. His dad was pretty brutal. He sold Lincoln out to work in other people's fields, and then he wouldn't give him the pay. And they think this is the reason Lincoln thought slavery was so appalling and worked hard to get it. We don't get the love we want in life, but we get the love that's going to move us ahead to a greater good. And sometimes the lack of love in our lives can be the motivating factor to our larger idea. If Lincoln had had a father that loved and supported him, he may have only ended up being a good country lawyer, because that was his first ambition. He might have been the best country lawyer Illinois had ever produced. But it was that hurt within him that allowed him to see with compassion what was going on in his world, and that compassion prompted him to become a liberator of people and a savior of his nation. It was through that lack that he was able to rise up. It was Lincoln's broken places that he was able to aspire to be the human to change the world. And it is through our broken places, if we can get past our hurt, get past our pain, it's in our broken places that will lead us back to the heart of God. And that we can be more than we've ever envisioned. There can be a metaphysical change, and we can be greater, stronger, more powerful, more of the genius God has called us to be. This is what's symbolized in the Eucharist when you go to the Catholic Church. What does the priest do? He holds the host up high, and then he breaks it open. It's in the breaking open the miracle occurs. What was bread and water becomes body and blood. And this is what we are doing. From our broken places, Spirit is raining, can rain down blessings upon us. You got to let go of the victimhood, though. You got to let go of the what could have been, and you've got to replace it what will be. I might not have gotten this, but I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to bring as much love and compassion and kindness to my life. I'm going to be the hero God envisioned me to be. And we can all be it, and Spirit will rain down blessings upon us. I've been reading an older book by Florence Shin, The Game of Life and How to Play It. And she said every person on this planet is going through an initiation of love. That's what life is, an initiation of love, a challenge that will lead you to a higher understanding, where we're learning how to love ourselves better so we can love each other. She said love is a cosmic phenomenon. It opens us up to the fourth dimension, to a world of wonder. And that world of wonder springs from mother's love. There's a wonderful religious philosopher, Joseph Campbell. He's worth looking up. He has a lot of interesting things to say. And Joseph Campbell said that the idea of God came about when man first heard the thunderclap. That's when he started contemplating God. I'm not so sure about that, because that God is the God of fear. That God came from fear, and that's the warrior God. And the God, the tribal God. We're better than those over there. We deserve more than those over there. They've got more that we should have. You know, that's the tribal God. We're going to go to war to make things right. We have suffered under the yoke of that foolishness for far too long. And we're seeing it, still seeing it. Look to the battlefields of Ukraine. That's a warrior God that's determined. Doesn't matter how many children are killed. It doesn't matter how many families are wrecked. That's a warrior God. I am here because I know I'm right. That is humanity's foolishness bubbling up. And we can do better than that. Because far older than any warrior God was the mother God, the goddess of the world. And this came about 8,000 years ago. This was the first ideas of what God was about. And how did this idea bubble up? Well, certainly from earth, seeing things regenerated, from the miracle of childbirth. That's where this mother godness came about. But I'm convinced it wasn't just that. I am convinced that what caused this idea was the love that you see between a mother and a child. That a mother is willing to completely sacrifice her own self-interest to the point of death to get this child to survive. I believe our ancestors saw that and said, this is God made manifest before us, and this love has power. From this love we have come. From this love we are sustained. And by this love we will make a difference in the world. This is how this has come about. And I believe we are turning a corner. I believe a new era is coming in. And it's not that we're just going to do away with masculinity. That's a foolish notion. It's that we're going to grow up and incorporate both of those ideas and be the person, strong, bold, courageous, dynamic, loving, compassionate, and kind, to get out in the world and make a difference. Mother's love. I was listening to an interesting scholar this week on child development, Gabor Mate, I think is pronounced his last name. And Gabor was born in a Jewish family in Bucharest. And that was one of the last places the Nazis came into. His mother was alone with him as a baby. And he says that they were out, she had to go out looking for supplies. And he said, she was at a certain point, and she saw the Nazis coming, and they were coming down collecting anybody who had a gold star. And what does she have? A gold star on her jacket. And he said she made a split decision in that moment. She handed him her baby, her child. She handed him to a woman on the sidewalk. Just gave it to him. Now, how did she know that that woman would be compassionate and kind? How did she know that woman wouldn't drop the baby to the street? How did she not know that woman wouldn't give him to the Nazis? She used this connection I told you about, this energy that we have flowing around us, this energy from the stars, that we are one, and that one wants to be loved, be loving, that one wants us to know that we are supported. That's how she was able to do that. It wasn't just by accident. She was relying on this energy of love. Fortunately, the Nazis met their quota and were on the way. She got to the stranger, and the lady gave her baby back. We are not here on this journey alone. We have a source of love and compassion that's with us that we can call on. Just as the stars are connected, so we can use this connection to empower ourselves and empower acts of love. Florence, she said, love pours itself upon the object of its affection, demanding no return. Its joy is in the joy of giving. Love is God made manifest. And the strongest magnetic force in the universe is pure, unselfish love. And it draws to itself its own self. You want more love in life? Become more loving. And there's another story that I told this week. It's one that I use quite often. And it's a story actually from a friend of mine. She's a female rabbi up in New York. And her great-great-great-grandmother was born in a little small Jewish village in Russia during World War I. Her mother, the mom had got married, the father, the baby, and when her great-great-grandmother came along, she was born with a club foot. And her father told her, what God gives you, you accept. You accept what God gives you. And she told him, not me and my baby. What God gives me, I will work with. I'll work with it. And so in the middle of World War I, she crawled underneath barbed wire, getting to a place of America because she had heard that there was help there. Now, how did she have the strength? How did she have the courage? She had lived in that settlement all her life. She had accepted the brutality, the limitations of that village, but it was her baby that gave her the strength and courage to know something better and to crawl under barbed wire to get to it. Love will give us the courage to make a way out of no way. And sometimes, even when the world has gone completely mad, love can make a way. Don't discount the good you can do by loving. Don't discount the power you have in your heart and soul. So it's right this morning we celebrate mothers. It's a lot of work. Someone told me if people knew how hard it was to raise a child, they wouldn't do it. Yeah. But there's wonderful satisfaction in having raising a child and having them, to help you out. I've been visiting a couple, and they both now are in a rehab facility. And they have 2 boys, and the 2 boys are doing everything they can to make their adjustments, easy and comfortable. And they both tell me what a wonderful blessing it is to have those boys in their life. This is what we can do. This is what we can accomplish. And it doesn't just have to be with our children. It can be with the world. Open your arms to the world. The world can be a loving place when we are loving. When the mother looks in the eyes of a child, what she sees is all the God possibilities within that child and all the spirit potential wrapped up in that tiny being. She sees a world of good. What if we could do a similar thing? We often use the namaste. God in me recognizes the God in you. How easily we could change the world if we would step up and live from that vision. The good in me sees the good in you. And to know that we're evolving, and maybe we're getting to a place where we can say, the good in me is empowering the good in you. The God in you is inspiring the God in me. And if we can honor our moms with a card today or a call today, let's do that, because that's all a part of that recognizing love. And if you have to do it like I do through prayer and meditation, know that's powerful as well. That together, through love, through compassion and kindness, we're creating a new heaven, a new earth, a new Jerusalem. And now's the time to do it. We're the people. Spirit has faith in you. Spirit believes in you. Spirit is awakening up, making a way for you. So step up, step out. Make the world a better place for your having been in it. It's what your mom intended. So give her a call today and send her a prayer. This is the truth in your life today. It's the truth in mine, and so it is.
Let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. Let love lead love lead the way. Say now, take the time, take the time, take the time to be joyful. Take the time, take the time, take the time to be joyful. Well, love is everywhere when we take the time to see it. Raise your hands in the air when you take the time to be it now. Take the time, take the time, take the time to be joyful. Take the time, take the time, oh, oh, take the time to be joyful. Let love lead the way. 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 Take the time, yeah. Take the time. Take the time to be joyful. Take the time. Take the time. Take the time to be joyful. Joy is everywhere when you take the time to see it. Throw your hands in the air when you take the time to feel it. Take the time, take the time, take the time to be joyful. Take the time, take the time, take the time to be joyful. Take the time, come on, take the time, yeah. Take the time to be joyful. Take the time, take the time, take the time to be joyful.
Thanks, Sam and Lucy. So now we come to the time we support ourselves, and we support this center in a couple of ways. You can do volunteer work for us. We always need your help with the psychic fair, hospitality, that sort of thing. We're also looking for someone who can babysit, so if that's something you can do, let me know. We can do prayer work. That's very important too. Just in consciousness, see the center growing and thriving and full. And of course, you can support us financially, and we're grateful for that as well. However you choose to support us, know that your intention is going to come back to you multiplied abundantly. So if you will, take your intention and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And if the ushers will step down, well, thank you in advance for your generous contributions. And Sam and Lucy, I know you got something amazing.
Brand new song.
All right.
Y'all are the first ears.
Searching the world to find a place that gives me meaning. I'd love to know if I'm awake or if I'm dreaming. This is all I've seen before. If I don't get this right, my world could fly out that door. Let it all go, let it all be okay. Release into the unknown. We're never alone. This is where I wanna be. Look at me, standing in the mirror. Could it be that I'm finally seeing so much clearer? Let it all go, let it all be okay. Release into the unknown. We're never alone. This is where I wanna be. And what am I scared of anyway? Why do I hold on for so long? Oh, 'cause change is the only thing in life that we can count on. So let it all go, let it all be okay. Release into the unknown, we're never alone. This is where I wanna be. Let it all go, let it all be okay. Release into the unknown, we're never alone. This is where I wanna be. It's something like this.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you, Sam and Lucy. Miles, why don't you come up too? Bring your flowers. So, we want to thank all of you for your contributions. Your support is really helping us let the center grow and thrive to be a beacon of love and health and kindness. So you're doing your good work, we're doing our good work, and together we're making a big, huge difference. So we bless it, we release it in the consciousness we say, and so it is. All right, handsome young Miles here. I mean, look at him. Isn't he becoming us? He's giving a flower out to all moms, so, and you get a free kiss too. Is that right, Miles? Or just a flower? Just a flower. Okay. Thanks, Miles. Okay. All right, guys. So we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of joy. We got some really, really good music, a message. But, you know, we can take all of that. I want you to take all of that and I want you to drink it in. I want you to pull it in. And I want you to have a vision of what you want your life to be, of how you want to, what you want to see, and more love and more compassion, and how you can play a role in it, how you can be an impetus for it, how you can make it happen. So as I do this prayer, I'm going to do it in the first person. Just take it in for yourself. As you hear the words, I want you to keep flashing that imagery in your mind. If I say something that works for you, I want to hold you hold tight to it. If I say something that doesn't work for you, well, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There's but one God and one mind, one power, one creator, the wisdom of the universe. And that wisdom we see all around us. We see it in mother's love between a mother and a child. We see it throughout the animal kingdom. We see it in friends. We see it in giving and compassion and generosity. So here today, I'm making a proclamation for myself that I am one with that great goodness. I am a channel of God's love and compassion here, now, in life. And I'm releasing and I'm letting go of every limited idea I've ever held about myself, every notion of victimhood, of lack and limitation. I've played with those small ideas long enough. This morning, I'm lifting up my eyes to a better knowing. I'm choosing to see myself as God sees me, not as weak and wounded, but bold, dynamic, an avenue, a channel of God's love made manifest here in the physical. Spirit and I have great work to do, and we've just begun. Spirit has laid a path before me, and this morning I am not turning back. I have lifted my eyes up to a better knowing, and from the hills come my strength. My strength is in my love. My strength is in my compassion. My strength is in my joy of knowing and meeting and greeting my fellow humans. We are on a mission from God to raise a vibration, to create a new heaven, a new earth, a new Jerusalem, here, now, in this moment, this lifetime. It's what we've come to do, and the hour is late, but we're well on our way, and God has faith in us. This is my truth. I celebrate this right knowing. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, to proclaim your miracle, and to make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle God is calling us to be. This is Reverend Ken. Until we see each other again, many blessings.
I see the new day dawning. I see the new day shining in me. I see my light is shining around, around, around. I see the new day dawning. I see the new day dawning.
That's it, y'all.
I see the new day dawning.
Last one.
I see the new day dawning.